Welcome to this video where you are going to learn how to cut the top piece for your box. Here I am at the table saw. I have brought my box and I am going to take and pick out a piece of wood. I have some ready to go over here. I am going to start by figuring out the width that I need. I'm going to pick out a piece that is that width. It's going to be the same as the inside dimensions of my box. You don't really need to measure this, but this one is at 4.5, and so is this piece. But I can measure this without using numbers just by putting it in here and seeing if it fits. So I'm going to need a piece that's about this much. And to get that length, I'm going to need to measure that. So I'm going to take a ruler here and measure it. It should be the same as what I designed my box to be, in this case, 6 inches. And then I'm going to need to remember that. I'm going to cover this top part up, so I'm just going to write 6 inches on here so I don't forget that that's going to be 6 inches. And that this piece is going to need to be cut at that amount. So now that I know my length, I'm going to come over to the table saw, and you'll see that I have added a rule to the table saw right against the miter fence. And you'll need to take that board that you picked out and move it until it's at that dimension. So on mine, I measured 6 inches. So I'm going to move that carefully to be right at the 6-inch mark, maybe a hair less than that. And then I'm ready to make my cut. Now, remember, safety on this, your thumbs have to go behind the fence, your fingers go on both sides, and you're squeezing it against the fence. You don't want to push them together as you go through. You want to have it tight against the fence this way, and you're going to hold on to the wood all the way through and all the way back. So double check, 6 inches, turn my saw on, thumbs behind. It moved a little bit on me, so I'm going to readjust that. All right, now I have my piece. I can take and check to see if it fits on top of my box. And there it is. Now I'm ready. And the final step of this, after making sure that it fits on the top, is to put your name on it so that it doesn't get mixed up with somebody else's. But you're also going to want to know what the length and the width are of this. So if you've forgotten since you last did it, you can measure it again. This one is 6 inches. And my other dimension is 4.5. So I'm going to write those on my board, and I'm going to write it on, there's a rougher side on here that I know I don't want facing up, and that'll end up getting glued on here later, or it'll be the back of the board, and then I won't see that. But you'll need to know those two dimensions for when you do your design work on the computer.